Good morning. Well, it's 5 a.m. and up and trying to get organised. I'm sure you can hear that. That's the sound of the rain. It's been falling heavily all night, so it's going to be another wet one today, I think, which is very exciting. At least I think I should be able to get a warm breakfast at the service station nearby before I head out of this town. That's the plan. Here goes day 6. Oh, good morning. It is day 6. It is a wet day 6. It was a wet day 5. It looks like I'm going to have a wet day 7, 8, and 9. So I better get used to being soggy. Memorial list so far. Water bottle. Lost that somewhere. And I think my beanie this morning, which has served me really well in keeping my head warm during the nights. But I didn't have to use it last night or the night before. So here's hoping I don't need it again, because I think it's fallen out somewhere as I've been walking. The reason why it just fell out is that I had it folded over and placed over my shoulder. You know what? Here we go. I think it's still there. It is. Oh, God. Yeah, I had felt around for this and I couldn't find it. And it was still there. And now it's on video. Ah, gosh. Losing my mind. Okay, so, water bottle. Rest in peace. That's it. Who knows? Maybe that'll be somewhere. I hope. Anyway. Yesterday was a big day. I did 33 kilometers. I got held up for about 20 minutes by a bull at a gate. I got bit by a dog. Not badly, of course, but just came up and nipped the back of my foot as I was walking past the front of his house. He obviously wasn't a fan of me being there. I walked for about an hour and a half or so in the dark, in the rain, along a road. So that was a little bit soul crushing, but I had a town as my end point, and it meant that I also caught up on my overall kilometers, because I'm actually way ahead, way past half point in terms of 250 k's, but on the track itself I've only done just shy of halfway. I'll get halfway today, just because I've done detours and things like that, so I'm going to be closer to 280, 290 when I actually finish, I think. It's hard to know. But yeah, I got to the town. There was supposed to be a little store that was going to be open, but it was closed. It was supposed to open at 6 and it didn't open until 7:30 this morning, so I had to wait. And I got up super early to get there super early so I could get away super early. Of course, none of that happened. But I still got a breakfast, which was good, and stocked up on fluids a little bit. Now that I'm starting to come into a little bit closer to Sydney, I think it's going to be more common that I find stores, which is good. You know, this is not a survival trek. This is not me trying to dig up grubs and siphon water from here, there and everywhere. You know, I've got what I need if I had to survive, but this is just about getting from A to B. So as those stores come up, I'll definitely be taking advantage of them, especially because I'm probably going to be miserable and wet. So yeah, this is my first 5k stop for today. It should only be a 25k day or thereabouts, maybe a little longer depending on the campsite and the path. But yeah, I'm going to try and keep it as close to 25 as I can, because after a 33 kilometer day yesterday, I'm definitely hurting. So, and I feel it, you know, you feel it quicker in the morning when you've done a big day the night before. So, but I'm basically back on track in terms of where I want it to be. Yeah, now I just need to get through these last, well, 5 days really. So yeah, and just hope for a little bit of sunshine to dry out. I have dry clothes to sleep in, dry socks, dry bedding. So if I'm soggy all day, at least I'll be dry at night. That's the idea. Alright. Wish me luck for day 6. Just another wet day. Getting rained on. It's pretty in here, but yeah, very, very soggy. So this little guy that you can see here on my shoe, that, my friends, is a leech. And he's looking for my juicy parts. And he ain't gonna get them. But he'd like to get them. He's searching. Get off my shoe. God, he won't even get off my shoe till he decides it's time to get off. Go on, go away. Go away. There we go. So this rain is great, except that it's going to make this crossing a little bit difficult. I don't even know how, especially not with this weight on my back. If you don't hear from me again, I fell in and lost my phone. Oh God, wish me luck. So not 2 seconds after having a leech on my shoe, I now have bare feet, which are so pale, by the way. And I'm gonna have to cross this barefoot, so it's gonna be cold, and then I'm gonna have wet feet, but I don't really have a choice. I'm just gonna think of this as a therapeutic cooling foot spa. Basically, because I have no choice. Oh yeah, those rocks feel really good on my feet. Ow. It's actually not that bad. It's kind of nice. It's just that taking your boots off and now having to deal with putting them on again. Great, worm, great. Oh God, I don't want to walk in this barefoot. All right, I gotta find a spot to sit down and put these back on. This is what I'm dealing with. Look at this little guy. Little sucker just trying to get his bloody free meal ticket. He wants to grow up big and strong on my blood. If I get through today without a leech, I'm going to be amazed. So, what I opted to do was just keep my socks off, put my wet, sandy feet straight into my boots, which are already wet anyway. Because honestly, my socks are pretty much wet. There was little point going to the effort of trying to put them back on, except to protect my feet. But with all the leeches hanging about and sitting there in the rain and covered in sand anyway, just wasn't worth it. So I'm just barefoot in my boots right now with the sand. So after my relaxing foot spa, I'm now having a bit of an exfoliation, which is lovely. The water meant that all the band-aids I'd put on over different wounds all came loose, so I had to take them off. I made sure I didn't lose any, because if you know me very well, you know that I hate band-aids, like particularly other people's band-aids, and I seem to always find them whenever I go anywhere in the wild. There's just band-aids that jump out at me, so I made sure I gathered all of mine. But yeah, I just need to ideally get somewhere a bit drier, and then I can sort out my foot situation, because I don't want to walk without socks for too long. It'll really rough up my feet, but I preferred that than half a dozen little suckers deciding to share my energy. So I think I'm getting close-ish to getting out of this little forest situation anyway. So, and for the moment, appear to be leech free, unless they're all on my back. Are they on my back? Probably. Alright, I'll check in later. Bye. Dude. It's not gonna happen, buddy. You are not getting in. Bloody leeches. Just trying to eat my lunch, and I'm not gonna be your lunch. Alright, good morning. It is day 7, and I'm out of Somersby. I might be heading into Brisbane Water National Park now. Certainly if I'm not already, that's what I'll be going through shortly. So, no rain, thankfully, this morning. It's still very wet and soggy and lots of mud around and more leeches as well, but it's been much more pleasant today without the rain, can I just say. No sunshine, sadly, but I'll take no rain. That's good. So yeah, day 7. I'm going to try and get through to Brooklyn today. So normally that would entail walking on the track through to 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝘁 and getting the ferry across. The ferry seems to operate only at 11 and 3 p.m, as in twice. But at the moment it's plastered all over their website that they're not operating at all, because of the whole COVID thing. So that's a problem. And it's also a long way away. It'd be about a 30-something K walk to get there. And at this point of the walk, I'm really trying to avoid doing days like that because my body is obviously wearing out. Well, it's not wearing out, but I have enough niggly things that I don't want to do days like that if I can avoid it. So what I've decided to do instead is detour. Instead of, I think when I get down towards 𝗚𝗏𝗁, I think it is, instead of detouring down or going down to 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝘁, I'm going to detour down to, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, but Wonderbine. I'm going to go with Wonderbine station and catch the train across the water over to Brooklyn. So that and a little walk on to a campsite will still give me my 25-kilometre day, but it's much more reliable in terms of the transport across to Brooklyn, and yeah, not such a massive day. And although it's probably, well, it is shaving off a couple of kilometres from the track, I'm not concerned because I am in massive surplus on the walk. I think I'm going to be something like 20 to 30 kilometres above 250 kilometres. So I've got some kilometres spare. So I think that's a good thing to do today. Try to end up in and around Brooklyn. And then, yeah, I'm getting pretty close. So that's a nice little boost for the morale. So yeah, just had a little break now. And then I'm going to carry on. So yeah, day 7. Here we go. All right, see ya. So you do come around, or come across, you do come across a lot of stuff like this, where you've got a tree down right across the road, or the path. And that's tricky when you've got such a big bag, because you can't just climb over it or go under it, you have to go around it. So that's tough, but yeah, it's been a fair bit of that. It's such a long track, so there's going to be bits like it, I guess. Anybody jealous? I'm out in the cold doing this, and you're home and warm. I'm guessing probably not. It's alright. I'm nearly there. Whew. Nearly there now. Almost there. Almost there. Alright. That's home sweet home for the night. I'm on the path. And this is a bit of flat ground. So that's going to be home. Time to set up the tent. Okay, so it is day 8. walking from Brooklyn, heading to 𝗪𝗹𝗯. There's a campsite there that I might stop at, just depends on how many kilometers I do, because I want to keep obviously chipping away. So I'm going through Jerusalem Bay Cowan now. Yeah, very keen to get home at this point. I'm tired. The hurts aren't too bad right now, but I'm also just fatigued all over. It's been a big effort, but nearly there now. Today will be a bigger day. Well, not a bigger day, but just, you know, 25 Ks or something. I think every day will be 25 Ks, actually, because although the path takes me into Sydney, it makes me catch a ferry to Sydney Harbour, and I don't really want to do that. After all this walking, it seems weird to end with a ferry, so I think I'm going to detour again and end up walking into Sydney. So go across the Harbour Bridge and maybe end in front of the Opera House. It just seems like a better way to end to me. So, yeah. It's not that far away now, but at the same time, it still feels a long way away. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to finishing. But it is beautiful here, and you know, if I was to do this again one day, I would definitely do it over a longer time frame, because when you sort of do 10 or 15 Ks in a day, it feels pretty good. But when you go beyond that, and particularly when you do over 30, it's just brutish and nightmarish. So I would maybe take like 20 days or 3 weeks maybe, and just take my time. You know, meant if there was bad weather, I could just stay put for a day or two. Yeah, have more fires and enjoy the scenery a bit more. So that's probably what I'd do. But, you know, I had a goal this time to finish in 10 days, and by all accounts, it looks like I'll achieve that goal. And it's, you know, it's an endurance thing, and I'm happy for that, but I wouldn't want to do it again in that format. So anyway, I'll quickly show you just where I'm sitting, because it's beautiful, and then I'll carry on. So this is the spot. So again, this is a beautiful spot to walk, but it's a lot of rock hopping and walking down rocks, and that's really tricky with all this weight. So it's a bit precarious, but I believe there's a pie place at Cowan, whatever it is. So that's currently the goal. Get to the pie place. Alright, talk to you in a bit. Currently accepting volunteers to climb those stairs for me. Anyone? Anyone? No? Even just getting up this step here, it's huge. Okay. Oh, there's not too many stairs. That's good. Wait, I might have spoken too soon. Not stairs, but up still. Good times, good times. I'll let you go so you don't have to keep listening to me panting. I know it's not the most exciting thing to sit there and listen to. Alright, bye. So, challenging day. I have to climb up that with this pack after just like more and more up. I'm having a quick breather before I tackle that. Oh, I hate bits like this. It's such a grind. Okay. Okay, so I just had to take my bag off because I couldn't fit through that gap. And today is kind of shitting me to tears in that respect, because as pretty as it is, it's not made for getting through with a bag like this, and it's been really bloody hard. And it's a nice area, and I know that I should be enjoying it, which is annoying me because I'm just not. It's just killing me. I also missed the pie shop. There was a turn off that I had to take if I was going to go to the pie shop, and I missed it. I was too far to go back. Whole day's ruined, basically. No, not really. But today's hard. Surprised that I get to the train station just as a freight train's rolling through, and there's a cafe for food just on the other side. Now I have to wait. What a day. So again, it's another night walk. This is what you call punishment for sleeping in the morning. I still have another maybe 2 hours of this. Hard to tell at this point. Still a little way away. And to be fair, I didn't just sleep in. It was actually pouring with rain this morning, so I waited a little longer, and yeah, that meant I wasn't actually caught in the rain, so that was worth it. But yeah, now I obviously have to walk in the dark, which means battery usage on head torch, which will inevitably run flat at some point, and I have to charge it again. I have multiple light sources though, and I still have emergency power that I haven't touched yet. I'm hoping not to touch until tonight when I charge everything up for tomorrow, but yeah, let's keep trudging on for now. So it's 7:30. It may as well be midnight. I'm still walking, just heading to a campsite for the night, and determined to go the extra mile to lighten the load for tomorrow, and also because I haven't gone as far as I'd like today. I've only gone 20 k's at this point. Ideally I want to do 25, which would bring me to that point. And I'm kind of behind because it was pouring with rain this morning, so I opted to just rest for a bit longer, which was glorious. But I pay the price now. But that's okay. Done plenty of night walks. Just, you know, I'm normally in bed by this point. That's what I'm accustomed to right now with the exertion of the days. So it's making this a little bit tougher, but getting there. It's pitch black out here. I can't see the moon. Just nothing. So I've got this little, I don't know if my phone's even focusing because there's not enough light, but I've got this little crank light, which I've just shifted to. By crank I mean it's just a tiny little cheap thing. It's got a little arm on it that you wind and it charges the light. And so I've just switched to that, even though the light source is much smaller. You know, it's unlimited energy with a little bit of winding. So I'm just going to use that for a while and save my head torch. My head torch is really handy when I'm setting up my tent. And I don't want it to die, because then I have to plug it into the power pack, which my primary power pack is almost dead. So I don't want to rely on that. I've got a secondary one that's my emergency backup, but I don't want to bother getting that out. And I've also got my phone, but that's about half battery, so I don't want to use that for light. So this little guy will work for now. And if he gets dull, I'll just wind him up again. And we'll see how we go. Alright. Getting closer. Nearly there. It's funny, you know, it's what? It's 8 o'clock. It feels like 1 a.m. Anyway, not too much further. Okay, well, hopefully there's enough light for you to see my face. So, end of day 8. It's about 10 o'clock at night, or thereabouts. I have hair in my mouth. Yeah, it was a long, hard finish. I still just did 25, and it was still like 10 hours or so, but I started late this morning because of rain. So I just kind of slept in instead. And the result of that, of course, is a late finish. So, yeah, it was really hard work, kind of just walking in the dark. I had a few different light sources, but yeah, it was just tricky. So, yeah, I don't know much else to say. Today went fairly well. I keep waiting for an easy day and it hasn't come yet. I'm still hoping tomorrow might be that easy day, but I doubt it will be. But I'm so close to Sydney now. I've got maybe another 50 Ks and 2 days to do them in. So keeping to my 25 Ks a day, I'll get it done. So nearly there, which is great because I need a shower, something savage. I am one smelly man. All of my clothes are smelly. Everything's smelly. I am just a stink machine right now. So, looking forward to getting home. Nearly there. Alright, good night.